Hi everyone. So I'm sitting in the parking lot of the hospital in Coldwater. They do have a psychiatric wing here. So just a quick recap. Yesterday, my autistic stepson, who's 24 but functions at 3. Now his meds have been kind of messed around with, and he has always had a tendency to be violent. But this has just escalated to a whole new level when he has his episodes, and we can't get him to pull it back in and be safe again with any any quickness to that. It just carries on. So yesterday he was escalating, and we couldn't get him to rein it in. A couple of police officers had to come and intervene, and he assaulted them. I mean, it took 2 police officers 15 minutes just to restrain him, and he carried on. They put him in the back of the police vehicle, and you'd have thought he was going to flip it over from the inside. It was like a wild caged animal. And then he at the jail, they had to put a hood on him and actually put him in a chair and restrain him. So normally he'll calm down pretty quickly. This time the intensity of the episode and the violence just continued, and the rage continued. So we did spend the night in jail, and before we could see the magistrate, because he's only mentally 3, he couldn't stand trial, obviously, or go through a bond hearing, so they just simply released him. In the meantime, we were trying to work it out with community mental health to have him released to go to a psych hospital to be evaluated. Well, when they released him, they just had him sit and wait for Ray to come pick him up, and they notified community mental health, not us, but they notified community mental health. So we went and picked him up. The plan was to bring him to Coldwater to have him evaluated and then admitted, so that they can try and see what's going on and get his meds regulated in a clinical setting where he's not going to hurt anybody. But that didn't go very well to begin with. He had a huge episode once we got into the hospital, stormed to the hospital, tore up cars, the parking lot, whole 9 yards, took off. Police rounded him back up, and he stormed back into the hospital, had a huge episode, was running free in the hospital for a while. They finally cornered him, got him to settle down, and now he is post episode and having the kind of reserved quiet time after an episode of calm. So right now he is being evaluated, and I will update everybody on what's happening here. But I would like to mention that St. Joseph County Jail, right after he was taken in, we went right over, made sure that they had everything they needed for his meds, complete instructions, because he is on a whole cocktail of meds, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. He has to have 24-hour insulin, and he also has to have insulin and adjustments before every meal, and regulated blood sugar all day throughout the day. So he could get 6-8 pokes during a day to regulate his blood sugar, and he needs it to survive. We they assured us they'd take care of it. We drive over to the jail this morning to take to see how he's doing. I demanded to talk to the nurse who came out, Emily. She was very, very nice, but had not at that point understood the instructions, and he had not had any meds since he left our house at 2 o'clock yesterday. None of his psych meds, none of his meds that keep him alive, no insulin. They gave him food without insulin, and it was just that's probably what caused the violent episode today. So it's always a different reason, but when his meds aren't right, his insulin's not right, he's gonna kind of he's gonna have a violent episode. So it's just crazy to me. These things in our system are put in place, but they don't seem to work. So hopefully with this, of course, we couldn't get this done at Three Rivers. He'd been transported by ambulance several times, but for self-harming, and they wouldn't give him a referral, even though we had clearance to have him admitted. So hopefully we will get this taken care of here, and I will keep everyone updated. But so far today, during this episode, nobody got hurt, no innocent bystanders got hurt, no police got hurt, and Jamin didn't get hurt, and we didn't get hurt. So at least there's that. So thank you.